Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state that nearly 14 billion years ago expansion started. Wait.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is once again coming from my college dorm room for, I believe, the third time now, and my name is still Nick Pell. This week's book is Keynes' Darwin, His Daughter, and Human Evolution. I read this book for my honors scholar citizen class. It was the first book that we read. It's written by Keynes. It's approximately about 350 pages. Yeah, let's get to the review. Alright, first up is characters. As always, first character, the main character, the guy who everyone who knows anything about science and biology should know, named Charles Darwin. In this book, it gives a very different aspect of Darwin. The book is written based off of Darwin's own diary entries and his wife Emma's diary entries, and people who knew them. And these notes were found by Keynes. Keynes is a descendant of Darwin. Yeah, as people know, Charles Darwin is a scientist who comes up with the theory of human evolution, or at least is the first person to publish it. The book starts out when he gets married, and he gets married actually pretty young, and then it goes through his life up to his death, basically, and a little ways after that. The second main character is his wife, Emma Darwin. She is a very religious woman who believes very firmly her views on Christianity. And because she's so religious, and Darwin slowly loses his faith because of everything that he eventually finds out, she begins to get very worried about him. And you can see that as you read the book, that she is worried because, as his wife, and she loves him, she's worried that he will not be with her when she goes to heaven, assuming that is where she goes. Third main character, and the last one that I find actually important, because everyone else is kind of side characters, is Annie Darwin. Well, as told in the opening pages of the book, she dies at the age of 10. I think it was tuberculosis is what she died of, but I'm not certain about that, because I finished the book a couple weeks ago now. Yeah, it was about a month ago, actually. And I'm just getting the review out. I'm great. But yeah, those are the three main characters. They're all very essential. There are many different side characters, including Darwin's other children, including friends and relatives of the family, but they all come and go throughout the novel, so I don't really find that important. These are three people that the book focuses on, and now we'll go to the plot. The plot, very simple. As I said, the book is basically a biography of Darwin's life, which goes from his marriage to Emma all the way up to his death and a little bit past that. The main focus is basically on how Darwin came up with his theory, and it shows that he wasn't this bad person who a lot of people who are very religious kind of see him as. He didn't want to publish his works, which is kind of interesting, because he knew of the consequences which would follow because of it, not only to himself, but to society in general, with finding evidence that there may not be, like, everything that we know religiously may not be true. He published it in 1859, and so you see him from about, I don't know, early 1800s to that time and past that, because he wrote many other books after that. But yeah, that's the basic plot, and it's what you have to look forward to. Got 5 themes that I came up with. There are many others, but these are the main ones I thought the novel mainly focused on. Apes versus humans, deciding if we as human beings are related to them or not. God versus evolution. This is kind of an obvious one with Darwin's theory, kind of in a sense disproving God, but in another sense not. And it's just kind of a clash that's been going on between religion and science for decades and centuries. And then some other ones that are kind of basic throughout a bunch of novels. Truth, loss, and love. Truth as in Darwin discovering his own truth. Loss as in the death of his daughter and his other children, some of his other children. And then love, the love between Darwin and Emma, is easy to see in the book. Yeah, I don't know why I rushed through themes, but I do. So on to enjoyment. Honestly, I only kind of somewhat enjoyed the book, because a lot of it was kind of boring, because most of it dealt with just his theory, which is what the book's supposed to be, but I kind of like a plot that moves on with every chapter. And with myself not being a big science person, majoring in history and music right now, it was kind of difficult for myself to focus on the sciencey chapters because I had no interest in them, really. And then also, every so often, the author will add his own little input and reflection on Darwin, on what's going on in those pages, which is kind of interesting to see that. So yeah, if you like science or are interested in the work that Charles Darwin did and how he came about doing it, I would recommend this to you. For all others, I would probably not, if you're not going to be interested in it, sorry. But saying that, I will leave you guys with this. If you think that the book is solely about Charles Darwin's theory, then you are wrong. The novel is basically showing Darwin's thoughts about his own theory and what he thought could possibly surprise you. If that is incentive enough for you to read the book without having an interest in science, then go for it. And so yeah, that's my review. I didn't really particularly enjoy it, but it was not a bad book. So yeah, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I would love you if you did. And yeah, next book up should be The Black Flower, Barr's Black Flower. So yeah, that should be the next one. And yeah. Alright, once again, my name is Nick Pell, and as always, keep on reading.
Religion or astronomy, Deuteronomy, it all started with the Big Bang.